Hey, I'm Kevin. Welcome to another episode of the Challenge Free Agents Recaps. And let's get with this week's episode. So, the episode starts in a pool party, and then we have Anissa talking about how she dislikes Laurel and Jordan because they're basically the same. So then later we have that Anissa is really pissed off because Laurel and Jordan had a little something something going on throughout the whole night and she could not go to sleep and she's just making fun of them. And that's how we get to this challenge, and the challenge's name is Bounce Out. And it's basically La Soccer. Um, there's these huge balls, inflatable balls that um, you are gonna get into, and then there's a big court like a soccer court, and basically there's gonna be like four players and one ball, and each team is gonna try to score a goal. So it's basically like soccer but bumping soccer, something like that. So there's gonna be playing in teams. So there's gonna be two team captains, and the two team captains are gonna be Carl, Maria, and Johnny. So Johnny's team is CT, Jessica, Johnny, John A, Jordan, Laurel, Nani, Preston, Swift, and Teresa. And Cara Maria's team is Anissa, Brandon, Camila, Kahada, Devin, Isaac, Jasmine, Latoya, and Zach. So this play is gonna be played with groups. So each team is gonna have Group A and Group B, and then Group A is gonna face Group A from the other team, and they're gonna try to score. So the balls for Group A are gonna be Bananas and Zach. So this challenge gets started, and there's basically no strategy, just to run and try to pop as many people as you can and just try to get into the goal, and that's basically it. So at this point, Zach is being everybody's worried about Zach, so everybody is trying to help Zach and everybody's trying to cover Zach. So that basically leaves like the whole goal for Johnny all free, and there's only like three people, and Johnny just bumps out Carmaria, Anissa, and I think Camilla, and he goes straight into that, and he is kind of fast, so they make the first goal. For the Group B, Jordan was gonna be the team for Bananas' team, and for Carmaria's team is gonna be Isaac, and Zach proposed Isaac because he's just a little crazy white dude, and sometimes being crazy is good. But this fired back and was not good at all. Why? Because Zach was being handled by Laura on Nani, and Jordan is just good at everything, and Leroy, Brandon, and Devin are trying to block him, and I'm actually happy that Devin was in there trying to help, and it was just funny because later Preston comes and tries to help Jordan, and he is just giving it his all, and he helps Jordan get across the goal. So that's 2 points for the red team, which is Bananas team. So then we have the other teams is gonna be again the Group A, and then finally Zach makes this point. So the thing I didn't mention is that whoever gets to 3 points, it's the winner. So then we get to the last point, and then the last point is actually Team A again, and it's not Team B, which Jordan and Isaac are the ball. And then just like that, Isaac gets blocked by a whole bunch of other players in the other side, and he does the same stuff, and he doesn't seem like he's even trying. And finally, Jordan and Preston are getting into the goal. And again, are forcing with Brandon, Leroy, and Devin, and they actually make the point, and they're the winners of this challenge. And the other group is going to be for the kill card. And then in the last point, actually TJ gets bumped into by Isaac, and I think it's really funny because he's just running for his life, and these people are running towards him. And yes, I forgot to mention that these big balls had each player's faces on them. But then there's Laurel, Jordan, Johnny, and talking about who they might be voting for. And just because they're listening, and Laurel is like, okay, I'm gonna tell you this piece of information, but I hope you don't go out there and say nothing. And well, she's like, well, I want to vote in Anissa. And then finally the next day, Jessica comes and tells Anissa, which is, I'm like, what the hell? Like, you were told not to tell anybody. Why would you go and tell somebody? Mostly the person that they were talking about. So Anissa, of course, and then Anissa is really mad, and she's like, okay, so I'm gonna find out. I'm really pissed off. She goes and talks to Jordan, and Jordan is now pissed off at Jessica because of course Anissa is like, when Jess came up to me and told me, he gets furious and he goes, and this is where shit happens. So then they're having the team conversation, team meeting of whom they are gonna vote in, and I'm like, okay, why do they have this team meetings when this is free agents and everybody should be voting for whoever the fuck they fucking want? Like, are you serious? And at this point, I'm like, Brandon's name has been coming out since the first freaking week. I just do not understand why they always want to get rid of Brandon. Anyways, then we get to, I don't know how this happens, but Jessica says something or Jordan says something, and it's just Jessica versus Jordan, and they're talking. And what I don't like, well, they're not even talking, they're screaming. What I don't like about this situation is that Jordan is mad because she told about what they were talking about yesterday, but he comes and brings up other stuff that was not supposed to be brought up because he was mad because of something, and he is yelling at her something else. Like, what the fuck? And Jordan is just screaming at her that she's just being carried around and she thinks she's a great competitor, which is not, and this and that. And I really think that she has not been carried around, that she has been doing her best. Jordan, yes, he doesn't have a big ego, but I just hate it when Johnny talks about having a big ego, because I mean, why would he even talk about that? So then Jessica goes and she's talking with Bananas, and Bananas is like, why? Like, why would anybody talk to a girl like that? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you screamed even worse to Evelyn in the eyes, and you do worse things to these girls, and now you want to be the angel, have a halo on your hair? Like, what the fuck? So, and then we get to the voting. So elimination comes, and they're just sitting there waiting for TJ to come up, and Laurel is there in front of Anissa with huge big balls, and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna tell Swift if he's gonna vote for me. I'm gonna ask John if he's gonna vote for me right in front of Anissa, and I respect that from Laurel. Why? Because she has some big balls to do that. Like, I don't think nobody else would do that. And you know what? I don't think asking who are you gonna vote for is bad. Is the bad thing is you telling vote with me, which she told Swift. But then again, Anissa's getting mad, and you know what? Why not put Anissa in? She's a strong competitor. I mean, she can take out some of these other girls. I just don't get why they're always mad and pissed off when they are trying to put him in elimination. Okay, if you're in the freaking game, why would you be freaking mad of an elimination? I know this is like your 11th challenge, Anissa, but come on, you're the challenge queen. I mean, not anymore. But I mean, you shouldn't be afraid of these eliminations, because come on. At the end, it is just so many girls up for the vote, and it comes to a tie, 4-4 with Anissa. So at this point, CT has a tiebreaker, and CT of course is gonna vote for Latoya. So it was Latoya and Anissa, and Latoya is voted in. And at this point, so Brandon is the one voted in, and this is when Latoya gets whoa pissed off, and it is Latoya versus Jordan. And I just love this because Latoya is so freaking real, and she's like, she gets feisty, and I think it's just really funny because Latoya is telling Jordan to grow some balls and this and that. Oh, wow, they were voting for Anissa. Every time Anissa got a vote, she was like, bullshit, bullshit. And then, of course, it was Anissa versus Laurel, but TJ stopped that. So at the end, we have Brandon and Latoya in for elimination. And then later, we have Latoya again versus Jordan, and she's mad. And I just don't really get why she's mad now because, okay, you're voted in, just whatever. But I guess she likes to be told, I'm gonna be voting for you, just, heads up. And then Laurel comes in and she's like, okay guys, don't try to blame all on him because it's not all his fault. And I'm like, okay Laurel, what the fuck? Like, just no, Laurel. Like, why are you giving explanations? Why are you defending Jordan? I mean, no. Oh, and one other thing that I just really loved is that Camila was wearing her Nebraska shirt because I lived in Nebraska, and it's really rare to see people from Nebraska on TV, Anyway, so now we get to elimination, and the elimination, the two people that get the kill card are Zach, which is really funny because Brandon was telling Swift, I don't even care if Zach pulls the kill card, I'm gonna do my best. And said and done, it was Zach who got the kill card. And you know who got the kill card again. Yes, Cara Maria gets the kill card again, and she's like, fuck, 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 fuck. So the elimination is called Oppenheimer. And in this elimination, it's kind of like a circle. And it's basically run across this circle and ring the bell. First up is Cara Maria versus Latoya. And at this point, I'm really enjoying Latoya, so I want to see her go home, but I'm like, okay, 100% with Cara Maria. I'm sorry, Latoya, but I've been since French Beat too. But Latoya falls down, which makes a point for Cara Maria really easy. And then next, they kind of bump into each other, but they didn't do that much damage. But Cara Maria is faster than Latoya. And just like that, Cara Maria wins, and Latoya is gone off the elimination. And I'm really proud of Latoya. I actually love her now, and I would love to see her in another challenge. And I was really wrong about her, so congrats. She was a very good rookie to see in the challenge, very refreshing. I hope she gets invited back. So now with the guys, come on, Zach is Thor, and Brandon is a good athletic guy, but he's not as big as Zach. So I'm kind of scared for Brandon. But then again, I know Brandon, and he won't give up. And you know what? I really liked that he did not back down. He was like, if he's putting his shoulder down, I'm going to pull my shoulder down too. And they bumped into each other, and Brandon goes out flying. And you know what? Much respect for Brandon because, like really Roy said, there's a lot of guys out here that they would not do that with Zach. So a lot of props for Brandon. So Zach gets the first point. And then, of course, in the second point, they bumped into each other. But I think Zach is a little bit closer to her bell and to his bell, and then he gets the ring. So Brandon is just eliminated like that, and I still don't get why every week a vote was for Brandon. Why Brandon? Why was Brandon? Like, I just don't get it. Like, you can take out other guys, and you always decide to get out of Brandon. I really enjoy Brandon, but what can we do? Anyways, if you hear music in the background, I am just so sorry because my neighbors just won't shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. Anyways, so my MVPs of the week, I'm just gonna give it to Preston. Who else am I gonna give it to? I'm gonna give it to Devin because it seems like these two people were really trying, and of course I'm gonna give it up to Brandon because who else would go and bump arms with Zach? Like he has just so much balls. So thank you for watching. Hope you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and all the good stuff. Comment if you like, and see you later, alligators. Bye bye.